Shape, colour and weight of today's football boots would have been unrecognisable to the first recorded owner of a pair of cleats. You wouldn't believe it to look at him, but in 1525, Henry VIII's Great Wardrobe was recorded as containing a pair of football boots. 300 years later in industrial Britain, football boots became more commonplace.
What were called hobnailed boots. The industrial workers in the late 19th century used to use boots for protection, basically. But the soles were secured to the uppers by what were called hobnails. These were kind of blunt nails, but they protruded for extra traction.
As football boots became more popular in the 1950s and 60s, so boots evolved.
Adidas were a significant innovator in footwear because they cut down the sides so that they were much more like shoes than boots. They also made them lighter. And of course, you know, they were heaven to play with. They didn't afford you the kind of ankle protection, but the game was changing, as were the rules.
However the boots changed, the colour always remained the same. Until the early 1970s, when players such as Alan Hinton, Terry Cooper and Alan Ball began to sport white boots.
There was shock and surprise initially, but then people reflected on it and thought, well, actually, this is the way sport is going. And of course, it wasn't long before white was followed by green and pink and blue.
Advancements in technology meant that it wasn't just the colour of the football boot that would change.
Players are much fitter, they're more agile, they train harder, and that agility and speed has to be complemented with the boots that they're wearing. There's definite improvements in things like ball speed, maximal speed on, kicking the ball as hard as you can on goal. You can get a little bit more speed with the modern boots. They can improve the grip and speed, particularly during things like turning. When the Predator boot first came out, there was a series of rubber-like fins on the surface of the upper, which did enhance the grip with the ball.
Materials have changed too. Leather has given way to synthetics, and this month Adidas produced the world's first knitted boot. Boots today can weigh as little as 135 grams. That's under a third of the earliest boots. But has performance compromised protection?
Now I think they're getting that balance more in line, and that they are making boots that aren't going to compromise safety for performance. Boots of the future will be very much customized even at the consumer level. Even things like 3D printing of boots will be commonplace. So you might order your boots and send in your data regarding what your foot is like, and a file will be sent and you can print off your boots on your printer.
So is this the end for the humble black boot?
Like everything else, there are retro trends, and like the retro shirts and the shorts and practically everything else connected with football, I think there is every chance that there will be a retro black shoe, and it will be, to coin a phrase, back to black.